Hey Leo, thank you so much for joining me today for your March 2016 tarot reading. I am really excited to do this today, and I also want to let you know that these readings are very general, so what might make sense to you may not make sense to someone else, and vice versa. With that said, if you are interested in getting a personal reading, please check out my website at blissfulbee.net. I do Skype or phone personal readings as well as recorded video and email readings. So yeah. Also, if you're interested in donating to my channel, I would graciously accept your donations. Anything that is donated to this YouTube channel primarily is used to help create better quality videos so that I'm able to give readings in a better quality and better filming style so that you have a more enjoyable time. Okay, so I think we're ready to go ahead and get started. I'm going to just shuffle the deck a little bit more, and then I'll place it into a Celtic cross spread, and we'll take a look at this month. So tell us what we need to know for my Leo friends to be able to have a successful March month and learn the lessons that they need to learn. Okay. Okay, so the card in your U position is the Lovers. You may have recently developed a new romantic relationship somewhat with someone, or even farther than romantic relationship. It could be just a companionship that you've experienced recently with someone, and you two feel very balanced with one another. You bring out the strengths in each other, and while someone may have a weakness, you're more likely to be able to bring out and mirror the good parts of them, that kind of thing. And what's crossing you is the King of Swords. And this is typically a man of strictness and stability, and typically a very harsh type of mentality, but he's also very rational. So what may be happening for you is you might be starting to fall in love, but you're holding yourself back. You're trying to keep yourself rational in the mix of all of these feelings, and we can explore that further as the spread goes on. But I think what we'll find here is whether or not it is important for you to just let go and let whatever happens happen. So the card that's above you is you're practicing immense strength right now, immense inner will, and this might be what is holding you back from being able to accept love into your life or accept companionship into your life. I think that you've been very good at this in the past. I think as a Leo, it's very easy for you to exude strength-like qualities and to have a hard personality. And sometimes it might be difficult for you to accept a new one into your life just because you're simply stubborn every once in a while. And what's below you, what's basically your subconscious, which is making sense, is the King of Cups. And this is exploring your passions, exploring what your good qualities are, and being able to share that with others and creating a type of a following. It's in you to attract people around you based off of just simply who you are and practicing what makes you happiest. But it definitely seems like you're putting up a front in comparison to this person, and you might be nervous to accept them into your life for fear that they will not accept you for who you truly are. Recently in the past, you have all of the King's cards. You have the King of Wands. So you've been showing off a lot of leadership lately, but the struggle for you is that you've been changing your mind a lot. You've been mixing different ideas and trying to formulate what would feel like the best course of action for you. And I think you know deep down what feels good to you, but for some reason there's still a bit of a struggle to let that out. Maybe it's something that you are not necessarily fond of yourself, or maybe you feel that it doesn't meet society's standards to express who you truly are, or it's the things that make you happy are not embraced by society as often. And in your upcoming future, you have a sacrifice coming. So connecting this all together, what's going to happen is that you're going to have to sacrifice yourself and open yourself up to this person, and potentially risk opening yourself up to being hurt. And I know that that sounds very difficult for you, and that is something that you're not wanting to happen. But the thing to remember is that by closing yourself off and protecting yourself like you have been doing with this inner strength, is that you're not allowing yourself to move on to the next step. You're not allowing yourself to find the potential happiness and love that you're seeking. So you have to take that risk. Your friends and family have gone through a bit of a heartbreak recently. They may have lost someone in their family. They may have lost a way of thinking. Things may have been changing for them recently that was unknown to them, or came up very dramatically. And you might be affected by this as well, which is probably the reason why you're putting up this front. But I think what's just going to have to happen, you have a lot of swords in your spread right now. And this is telling me that you're having a lot of anxiety about these things, that you're being affected by what has happened to you and your family. But the number one thing that you're always going to learn every single time is that you have to keep giving love. And in order to receive back love that you're looking for, you have to be open to be able to receive it. You have to give that openness. You have to give some kind of sign that you're ready. Your hope is for celebration, is for, this relationship to start to blossom and to work in your benefit. So I know that you definitely want this. But again, it seems like you're going back to holding yourself back or protecting yourself for whatever reason. It could be because, what's happened with your family. Maybe this is something that is similar to what you're going through now, and you don't want the same thing to happen to you as what's happened to maybe a father figure or a brother or something like that. Your fears is the One of Swords, which is the beginning of a new challenge. The beginning of something that will challenge the way you view the world or the way that you think about other things. And I would say that this isn't necessarily a bad thing to be afraid of. And this is also making sense why you're putting up such a hard front about yourself, or in front of yourself. But again, it just seems like in order to get to the next step, to part B, where you're wanting to go, it seems obvious to me what the answer is. You just have to open up your heart and allow yourself to experience new things. The only reason why we experience things like heartbreak or unexpected events or stress or anything like that is to show us that we have to understand the black in order to know what white is. If you want to understand what love is, and if you want to experience it, you have to go through heartbreak in order to know what it truly is. There's no reason to ever be afraid of love, because love is not the emotion or the feeling that hurts you in the end. It's exactly the opposite. It's the opposite of heartbreak or fear or sorrow or those kinds of things. And it just seems like you're past that point in your life. It feels like this is potentially the right person to, maybe not, I can't tell if it's the person that you'll end up spending the rest of your life with, of course, but I can tell that this person will give you the lessons that you're needing to learn at this next stage in your life. So accept it. And even if it doesn't end up working out, know that no matter what, you're going to learn a really important lesson. Your final card is the Magician. And the final outcome is the card that is used to show you like the overall lesson that you'll learn, and potentially where your future is going. The upcoming future card, while it is a sacrifice, it doesn't mean that this is exactly what's going to happen. I think in your mind, on the path that you're going right now, this sacrifice is going to end badly for you. But if you embrace the idea of expressing your passions and expressing who you truly are and opening up to this person, you're going to find that the result is going to be much like the Magician, which is where you know that you have all the tools that you need to succeed. You already are a very perfect match for anyone to be with in terms of it being a romantic relationship or a companionship of some kind, whether it's a friendship or a partnership or whatever you may have. The lesson that's to be learned this month is knowing that you have the tools, you have the power, you have the ability to bring the things that you want in this world to you. You have the ability to manifest it easily. What's holding you back is your own fear, is your inability to make a decision and stick with it. So the overall theme right now is basically to open yourself up and to allow there to be a risk and to lay your heart on the table. Because no matter what, you can't lose everything. You can only gain. You can only learn. And if you go into life viewing it that way, you're going to have a much easier and happier experience with this person than otherwise. Because if you go into this relationship completely with fear, it's going to end the way that you're expecting it to end. That's the challenge that you have this month. Open up your heart, and you will find that there are people in this world that are as warm-hearted and cheerful and loyal as you are to them. Okay, Leo, I think that was a good reading for you for March of 2016. Thank you so much for taking the time today to spend it with me. I really appreciate it. Please let me know in the comments section if you're what your thoughts are. Subscribe to the channel, share the video if you think it was good and if you think that a friend of yours could use it. I always enjoy receiving messages from the people that I have given readings to because it helps give me motivation to continue on this path. So I appreciate any feedback you have to offer, and I wish you all the best in this new relationship, and congratulations, because I know that it is going to be a very beautiful relationship for you. One of compassion and companionship and the feeling of completedness. The challenge is just opening up your heart for it. All right. Until next time, check out my website, blissfulbee.net, if you're curious about getting a personal reading. But otherwise, I will be probably posting videos throughout this month, so stay tuned for those. And give me any suggestions if you're looking for things that you would like a reading for. All right, Leo, thank you so much. Have a wonderful month. Bye.